If you're a fan of Solo, you know that there's an infamous sequence where Val, who is tied to Beckett, is killed off. And even if you don't care about issues of race or gender or identity politics or whatever, you just don't care about those, it's a very, very puzzling sequence. And even people who don't like the film are really kind of head scratching, like, what happened or why did it happen? And Val just dies. Why she dies is not really clear. Did she have to die? But she's killed off and the story continues. But it's like, it's a very, very weird moment. And Sandy Newton has finally clarified that no, she was not meant to die in the original version of the script, but they got lazy and just killed her off very quickly without setting it up properly. And what's interesting here is that you could actually be consistently critical of Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy in terms of them not really caring about minority representation. But the Geeks and Gamers kind of interpretation of this is beyond puzzling. So we're going to hear Jeremy lay out the facts, but then do so in a very kind of swarmy, really ugly attitude.
Actress is letting everyone know that she's very, very unhappy with how the first black female character in the history of the Star Wars universe was portrayed. How dare you, Kathleen Kennedy? How dare you, executives at Lucasfilm? Why would you disrespect a person of color? I am literally shaking right now. It's going to be difficult to read this article because of the pain in my heart that Tandy Newton is feeling, but we're going to get through this together because we have to expose the toxicity of one Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. Let's jump right into it. Tandy Newton speaks out against her Star Wars character's death. The actor revealed her Solo character wasn't killed off in the script. By the way, Solo lost money. In an interview with Inverse to promote her appearance in the new movie, Reminiscence, Tandy Newton spoke of the death of Val, the character she portrayed in 2018's Solo, A Star Wars Story. Solo lost money. And they're like, brave, and this is a brave and stunning, like, when I saw this poster, I realized that we as a species have finally taken the important step to having representation in Star Wars, and I stood up and I clapped because I was happy.
I'm going to be honest, I'm beyond confused as to what the hell Jeremy is saying. He seems to be saying that I don't care. I'm Jeremiah. I'm colorblind. I don't look at these things. But that can't be right because he does endless videos when some character gets race swapped. If you're genuinely colorblind, you don't care. You don't care about any of these issues. But he does. He keeps reporting on identity politics. And he does make the right inference that it seems that Kathleen Kennedy has a bias for the white women in Star Wars, and he does a lot to take care of them. And interestingly, even with Solo, the male characters are fine. I know a lot of people think Solo is a soy boy. I mean, he acts goofy and stupid, but he's not a soy boy. And Lando even is portrayed pretty positively. But yeah, when it comes to women of color, she doesn't really do very much. And this has been a consistent problem even under George Lucas, which Jeremy conveniently doesn't mention. But if you have to ask the question, well, how many women of color showed up in the Star Wars films before the sequel trilogy? You'd really be straining. And so I'm like, oh, I don't think any did. It's like almost zero. Now, some characters do exist in the larger canon, but again, you have to go to Lucas. He made a decision. He didn't care. To be totally fair, apparently some things were filmed with Revenge of the Sith, but he decided not to use it. It's just a bad, bad record. And Jeremy could actually claim, if he weren't a hypocrite or a liar, something is wrong here and call out Kathleen Kennedy, but he is a hypocrite and liar. And so it's just very confusing. So you're saying we shouldn't be caring about social justice at all, right? Right. Social justice, stupid, don't care about it. Okay, then Lucasfilm didn't do anything wrong. I think it's pretty clear they did do something wrong, because even if you don't care about Sandy Newton or you don't care about Val, this is still a problem with the film. We have this large gap in the plot, and it's just really, really puzzling. Now, I think Solo is still okay, but you really can't ignore these things because it's a really major scene in terms of the train heist sequence. So it's like, it's sticking out. So even if you like the film, you're like, that was really bizarre. That's really coming out of nowhere. So it's still going to be a problem, whatever your attitude. But Jeremy can't leave it alone. And then for some odd reason, Ryan Johnson now is also an evil, racist bigot or something. I'm really confused on this one too.
Hollywood doesn't care about you. Anyone pushing identity politics doesn't care about you. It's that simple. I tweeted this out. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't respect people of color. I am literally shaking be better. And it's true. She really doesn't. And there's a lot of sarcasm in that and a lot of sarcasm in a lot of the things I was saying in this video. But the truth is Kathleen Kennedy does not care about these things. Kathleen Kennedy is interested in projecting. That's it. When Ryan Johnson says we need less white dudes directing Star Wars movies right after he signed on for a trilogy that we're never going to see because Ryan Johnson is a pile of garbage who can't direct a Star Wars movie to save his life. But the point being is that he said that after signing on to do 3 more. Because he doesn't care about the things he says he cares about. It's a blatant, disrespectful comment. And he's insulting the intelligence of anyone that's not a white dude by saying, hey, I'm Ryan Johnson and I'm signing to do 3 more Star Wars films. But right after that, I'm going to make a statement in the public that says we need less white dudes directing Star Wars. He never cared about you. But his projection was there to make you think he cared about you.
Okay, so Ryan Johnson is bad because he wants a sequel trilogy of his own. So Ryan Johnson is bad because he wants to still do his own trilogy. And that shows, folks, he's a Hollywood hypocrite. He wants all these minority people hired, but he wants his own trilogy. You're a hypocrite, Mr. Ryan Johnson. That's not hypocrisy. If he owns Disney Studios and then did not hire minority actors or minority directors, yes, that would be a contradiction. But he doesn't control Disney films. He doesn't control the Disney studio. So there's no hypocrisy. It's only if his next 3 films are the only films that Disney will produce, then yes, it's hypocrisy. But those 3 films are not the only films that Disney's doing. So there's no hypocrisy. So you haven't said anything. And like, why is Ryan even a part of this conversation? Did he produce Solo? No. Did he write Solo? No. Did he direct Solo? No. Was he even in a cameo in Solo? As far as I know, no. He had no connection to the production of Solo. Like, barely none. I can't think of any. Did he even talk to Ron Howard? I'm not aware that he did. So why are you bringing up Ryan Johnson? He like literally has like almost zero connection to Solo. So why are you bringing him in? Well, it's the algorithm. He just uses the word Ryan, Kathleen Kennedy, racism, Disney films. It's like, hey, okay. But it's like, okay, with Kathleen Kennedy, you have now something legitimate and fair. And if he were actually a good reporter, he could have said something. But he can't say anything because he's a liar and a hypocrite. But why Ryan Johnson is being brought up? Why is Ryan Johnson being brought up at all? And the answer is, well, it's the algorithm. It's the Geeks and Gamers grift. Okay. All right. But how's he relevant, really? The answer is he's not relevant. Sandy Newton doesn't bring him up. It's not even part of the article. But it's another day in the life of Geeks and Gamers. I gotta be outraged over something. There's the identity politics, which is bad. But it's so bad, I gotta keep reporting on it. So, what exactly is your stance? Color blindness? What exactly is it? I don't have a clue. And of course, with Jeremy, it doesn't matter. He just did an outrage video. But what's he outraged about? I don't know. He's outraged over Hollywood hypocrisy. Is Jeremiah a hypocrite? Well, yes, but he's never going to admit to that. So, that's the game. That's how it works. Don't ask any questions. Just be stupid. Click on the video, give him money so he can play Mario Kart and look at his Asian pornography. Because that's what we as the Star Wars fandom need. We need him to play the Mario Kart, look at his Asian pornography, and tell us Kathleen Kennedy's the devil. If we don't have that, we're not going to be able to live our life on Earth. Why? I don't know. Reasons. All right. Thanks for listening.